maybe they don't necessarily have a lot in common with you, but they're going to focus on that in the conversation because that's just good socializing. Hey guys, Hector Castillo Poppy from girlschase.com. Today I'm going to talk to you about what makes people like you, what makes you a likable person. There are three ways to think about it. Now you might be thinking, everyone likes something different. You know, this kind of humor, or this kind of look, or you gotta act this way, or they like when you're a good person. Okay, those are specific things. These are relationship dynamics. These are macro understandings of what make people like you, so they traverse specific personalities. So the first is very simple. It is similarity. Are you similar to people? Now, what this means specifically, depending on personalities, is you share beliefs and goals and personality. You share their traits, you share their values, you share their goals, you share their thoughts and beliefs. You are in agreement with each other. You don't have to be completely, but usually when someone believes the things you believe and has the same feelings towards certain situations and other people that you do, you find kinship in them. Family shares blood. Friends and those you like share opinions and values and ways of being. We're all gonna have little unique snowflake traits, but we usually like people who are like-minded. Seems very intuitive and self-evident. The second thing that makes you likable. Now this is more of the relationship dynamic beyond just similarity, though it is kind of similar. How much you understand them, or more accurately, how much they feel you understand them. You would be thinking from the first trait, okay, it's about they understand you, so they understand you're similar to them. Most of the time, people kind of get that feeling very quickly. Of course, as the relationship develops, you start to unearth people's opinions and beliefs, and then, you know, you might start to like them less the more you get to know them, or like them more, or like them the same. But this very interesting counterintuitive thinking is far more accurate, and it plays out practically. It's not how much you understand someone. That helps because of the similarity thing. But it's more about how you feel someone understands you. And the way I came to understand this intuitively was I was attracted to people and I felt magnetized by people who accepted me and who I felt knew a lot about me because I told them a lot. So this is a seduction principle that we take advantage of. If you get a woman to talk a lot and to maybe even tell you things that she doesn't normally tell other people, she feels more connected to you. You feel more connected to your friends that you've told maybe your deepest, darkest secrets, your insecurities, your fears, your history. Those who have a more shallow understanding of you, you don't feel as connected to. Just do a quick review of your friends and who do you feel closest to. It could even be someone that you meet really recently. This is why this applies to seduction. You could have a first date with someone, but you could connect with them, or meet a guy and have a male friend, and you click. And you feel like you can tell this guy anything. And you feel like you can share with him, maybe sometimes because you feel he's similar to you, but also it's a function of his ability to speak and his ability to listen. And so whether it's seduction and going after women, or other men and making friends, or a mentor or a boss or a student or a subordinate, you are going to feel more connected to those who you feel get you. Not so much if you get them. You could not know someone very well themselves, but you could unload on them and they can understand a lot about you. And just the fact that they know a lot about you, and hopefully they like you, but we can still be drawn to people who we feel get us, but don't like us back. That's something that happens very often, both with relationships, male and female. But you need to understand that it's not about you getting them. And once you turn this around and flip it, you're gonna understand what makes people like you. They're gonna like you for having similarity to them, but they're gonna like you even more, and even in spite of you not being similar to them, but you get them. So this allows you to traverse all types of personalities, all niches, all demographics, all races, languages. If you get them, They feel like they get you because it works off the principle of similarity, but it doesn't necessarily require it. It's like a fast track through similarity to get that feeling of they're similar. And lastly, people like you if they feel like you have their best interests in mind. This is more of a moral principle. If someone feels like, when someone has good vibes, you feel like they have maybe not your best interests in mind, like, they're gonna, lend you money or they're gonna help you get a connection, or those are ways to express that you care. Buying lunch for someone, loaning someone $50, driving someone somewhere, doing a favor for them. You're at a party and you introduce a girl to them that they end up dating. Some sort of service, or even just being in their presence, you feel their kindness. Now, this is a principle that some people take advantage of in a negative sense, where they are very good at listening and they're very good at making you feel understood, and they listen a lot, but you realize they're not talking a lot. They're very good at making you think that they care about you and that they like you. Lots of social people will do this, some in the negative sense, where they really don't have your best interest in mind. They just kind of gather friends or followers. But the good social people, the one who actually have true values and are good people, they're moral people, what they're good at is expressing these three things. Maybe they don't necessarily have a lot in common with you, but they're gonna focus on that in the conversation because that's just good socializing. You don't talk about what someone else doesn't want to talk about. So what happens when you start applying these principles is you start seeing interactions less about you, and it's more about the other person. Not like you're gonna wear some camouflage and you're gonna pretend to be something you're not. You're going to express those parts of yourself that do connect with someone on a similarity level. You're gonna listen more than you talk, and you're going to dive deep into when they talk and try and get deeper to the whys and the hows of how they got here, their story, and get them to talk more and to reveal more. Now, there's good ways to do this and bad ways to do it. Of course, there was times when I was trying to focus on deep diving and getting to knowing people, and I would get really deep with people within 10 minutes of meeting them, and sometimes they would be like, wow, I haven't told anyone that I just knew for this long. Or sometimes I heard I never actually told anyone that, and they just blurted it out because they felt safe telling me that. That was when it worked out well. But when I was trying too hard for a long time, there would be times where I'd be getting really deep, and I don't know, there'd be other people here in the room, and they'd be like, and the person would realize that they just started kind of unloading, and they're like, oh, this is, and I would try too hard to relate to them, and they could tell, and it seems suspicious. Why are you trying to get so close to me? And why are you being too friendly? I can make a video about that, how when someone is, you ever met someone who's a little bit too friendly too quickly, and you kind of get suspicious? It's taking this principle too far and being an amateur about it. But you're listening more. That's the main thing here. You're worrying less about yourself and more about them. It's about how much they know you, not how much about you know them. Or no, that's the opposite. It's how much they feel like you know them rather than how much they know about you. Lastly, it is the goodness, the virtue. And a lot of it is just feeling in the vibes. So the way that you actually, this is kind of a trait thing, but you can skillfully focus on in conversation on the things that, you feel similar with them to build the bond, and then of course open up more and show the things that maybe they don't care about or like, but it's you and you want to express yourself. And you focus on listening more and getting to know them more and making them feel understood. This is a lot more of a vibe thing. And so vibe is created by your thoughts. People can feel your thoughts or even think your thoughts. I think somehow there's something going on there. Don't want to get too woo-woo, but I think that when someone has good intentions around you, and that means they have good thoughts towards your way, or at least an absence of negative thoughts or malicious thoughts or greedy thoughts, you can feel that, and you can feel that in their presence. But also it is evident in your actions, and actions, they speak just as loudly as vibe. So, be similar to people, but doesn't mean that would require you to be knowledgeable and cool and believe everything. That's not gonna happen. But try and focus on those things in conversation. Get people to talk to you, listen more, and make them feel understood, and then have good intentions with people. Or at least have an absence of negative intentions towards them. And sometimes these can be deep down inside. Envy and greed and hate can sometimes go unnoticed. So scour your mind and investigate your mind for these feelings towards others and try to eliminate them as much as possible. And your vibe will be so much more enjoyable to people, and they'll just feel immediately magnetized towards you. Then once they're talking to you, they're gonna like you even more, and you'll become a more likable person. And this is gonna help you with girls and with guys. So it's gonna help you get laid, get relationships, and it's also gonna help you make friends. Cool. Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you like me by the end of this video. But if not, go fuck yourself. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.